Okay, so I thought it's time we do another video, and time to have a little look at one of these Stoner Pro40 units. And I'm not actually doing a lot with these units, to be honest. Keeping one for our display, and all of them got little things that are going to need to be done to them. I'm not going to be doing them, just to be very clear. We're just keeping one set up, and then the other ones are going. One chap's already bought one from us, and well, look, it was in pretty good nick, to be honest. But yeah, a couple of little things that needed doing, but he was actually more than happy with what he got, which is great. But let's just go through very quickly. I'm just injecting a signal into this, a very low signal actually, and it's amazing how these things hear into the noise. I'm basically at, let's go down, 0.2 of a microvolt there. When I go to about 0.5, nice. It obviously gets louder as it goes along, and we get a bit of signal into it. But yeah, receiving quite nicely. Let's just get rid of that. This one's got the one that we're keeping for our display. We've got to have a look and try and see if we can sort out the meter. As you'll see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. The meter's very sticky at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What is good though, have a look at the power output. That's on a 15 watt scale. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. So these things, they're good power machines. I just prefer to obviously get that meter working a bit better, free that up, and there's a bit of fun to do that. That's running their mic processor. Let me show you the difference between the mic processor on and off. There's the processor off, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's still quite okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I put that processor on, and boy, do these things drive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, test, test, test. So yeah, they definitely, they used to carry on a bit in their write-ups about their ability to drive, and I'll give them that. It certainly looks pretty right. Now, as most of you know, with Stoner was not a believer in AM, so certainly an alternative view. So basically you had a choice of upper or lower, designated over here, upper or lower, etc, etc. The big knob in the middle wasn't a channel selector, it was actually a clarifier, and you know, they've just basically could allow you to come on and off the frequency a little bit, and a little bit touchy at the moment. I need to give that a good clean. And the channel change was basically like so, 40 channels, frequency displaying on the side. We're still on the upper side down there, go over there. And you can go through, you can go fast as well, and etc. And then back to slow. And all these switches on these all need a good clean out, to be honest. I noticed a bit of debounce on the fast before, although that's not doing too bad there, actually. No, actually. I tell a lie. Isn't that funny? Just by using it, it's cleaned it up. I just had a debounce before where it went from 36 to 39, like bang on the fast touch, versus going the 1 second, you know, bang, bang, bang. And I think that's to some degree a lot of these switches just not being used. Peculiar button on here. When the radio goes to 20 meg, what it's doing is it's basically waiting for an AM signal from an external AM transceiver. Now, this Stoner put out an AM set to go with it, which nobody bought. That's why there's none of them around the place. And you can use any AM set, to be quite honest. Just one of those things that they've sort of got a fairly narrow width, and as you can hear those switches, see how they're all needing a bit of a clean? You can hear it on the receiver there. Noise blanker, there's a sort of like a narrow and a wide noise blanker mode we went through. Basically, then it's controls underneath, RF gain, squelch, clarifier, whistle stop, which is a bit more like a tone, sort of, you know, broadly speaking, and the volume there, of course. We're going to do a much better video on this at some stage. I just wanted to, I've been a bit absent due to health, and I just thought if I can get something up to at least show you that this is one of the ones that is sitting here. We've actually got Stoner number 014 left, and Stoner number 117 something, I'm trying to remember, 170, somewhere around there. So, you know, there will be a couple more Stoners that'll be shipped off to people. And I can't remember Stoner, the other one, can't remember the number that's got sent out. It was a lower number, it was about 90 something. But quite honestly, with the very few of these that were ever made in the world, whether you've got, you know, number 500 or number 014, I don't think it's a real big issue. I currently obviously own 3 of them, and you know, if I'm choosing to possibly keep 570 for our display, it's obviously not something I'm too concerned about. But the video will do. I do have the matching oscilloscope and station monitor, the speaker, power meter, etc. for one unit, unfortunately only for one, which will be our display. And so we'll try and get a video up and running of, you know, what that's all about. On the back of the Stoners, they actually had a fair bit going on as well, and you could just run an external speaker straight off the back here, of course. Audio in. The SWR thing, I'm actually have to check. Yes, sorry, there is a connection between the SWR meter. That's right. Yep, sorry, I had to think then. This is all the control for the CB unit. If you wanted to run a CB unit as on AM with this unit, you could have your supply, your 14-volt supply from here, and then there's just a ground connection. This here is where you feed your CB antenna into. It's all very well, it's not complicated, but it's a bit strange how they did that. I sort of think, well, yeah, okay. Serial number, I don't know if I can read that. Jeez, the light's terrible. 570. So there you go. So that's the back of the unit anyway, to give you an idea what they look like there. Okay, I've just chucked it on the antenna for a second, and it's the bands aren't doing an awful lot at the moment.
You're right, mate. Yeah, we don't want everybody out in the cherry patch.
As you can see, a little bit of activity. Good to see the bands are open.
Find that cherry tree a little bit higher, mate.
Open a little bit at least. See if anybody can hear us. Anybody copy us on our Stoner Pro40 test? Don't know that anyone's going to... The antenna we're on.
Most of you are around a 7 or so, 7 to 9.
That'll be the problem too. The antenna we're running's not going to be too competitive with that. Let's have a look.
Yeah, the radio, using the EQ with the radio though, they got the inbuilt. I'll turn it off, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it sounds okay, but certainly better with that EQ in there from the radio, Peter, over.
Break. Yeah, that SWR mine's not the best either too. I'm just thinking what antenna we're on.
Peter, yeah, thanks for popping in. 0 2, go ahead,
Break.
Monster over.
Break. Definitely want to try and get this this S meter, power meter, it's a power meter and S meter sorted out. But as you can see, it's sticking there, and generally we can get them to come good. There's a few tricks, and unfortunately they're a pain to get at. But anyway, it has to be done. Let's just see what. I don't think we're going to be successful getting through these guys because I think they're all pretty strong to each other. Let's just go through the bands a bit here. Now, obviously, as you come down, the one thing about the Pro 40, which I disagree with, by the way, I always thought AM wouldn't have been a bad idea. I can't go to AM here. I've got to basically clarify AM. I can hear the US coming in there, and the US on 025. But of course, you know, that's just the way it is. But anyway, that gives you a bit of an idea what a Stoner Pro40 does. They are a piece of history. Anybody that sort of balks at the price, I get it. I had to buy an entire collection just to get some Stoner gear. Look, I understand the craziness behind it, but unfortunately, some things in life just aren't. They're definitely not free, and they're definitely not cheap. But as I've found out lately, you've just got to go all in on some stuff. Otherwise, you know, you won't ever sort of achieve anything. And risky. Definitely risky on some of the stuff we've done lately. I'll give it that. Some stuff's paid off, other stuff not so well. I won't even go into that right now, but certainly got a really nice receiver on them, these things. I'm just trying to show that whistle stop. What's that peak? Actually, I forgot to look up what the peak switch did, to be honest. You know what? I'm starting to show my ignorance here. Oh, there you go. The null brings in the whistle stop, and it's just a tone. And then I just got to come back to knocked the VFO, didn't I? It's a bit touchy at the moment. Could use a bit of a clean, I think. But that's all right. We'll get into this one, get that meter working properly, and then we'll sort of have a look at getting the SWR meter reading correctly. We'll do a video of the whole thing when it's finished.
No worries, buddy. And yeah, your echo's right on the money.
We'll get a video of this thing totally finished and working with the whole lineup at some stage in the next few months. I can't promise anything soon. Unfortunately, I'm still just out of bed an hour or so a day at the moment. It's shocking, but I won't go into that. Just people have heard enough about that. But we'll, hopefully slowly get there. All right. And they were a pretty basic mic on the Stoners. Seriously, that's an original Stoner mic. Nothing fantastic about the Stoner mics. That's why most people ended up putting Turners and things like that on them, just to really, finish them off. They could have gone to a little bit more work on the mics, I think. But anyway, sorry.
The Antron, but it'll do the job today.
People using Mtron amps on 27 megs. Maybe meant an Mtron antenna. Let's just go with that, eh? As you can see, I can slide up and down above the frequency there, and etc. etc. And the more that gets used, the more that'll free up nicely. Actually, at the moment, it is a little touchy. At the moment, I want to be honest. If I go to try to get to 0 there, see how I'm having a little bit of trouble just getting it to stabilise. Just one of those things. Look, some of the age of these things, 1970s. I think there's 76 or 73, something somewhere around there. Man, mobile on the West Coast, he's doing well. Goodness. All right. Sorry, this is just a real brief sort of look at one of the Stoners, but I know that a lot of people have been asking me to, can you get one of these Stoners on a video? You've had them for 2 months, and I've gone, oh, yeah, sure, no worries. Oh, it's complicated. Anyway, but at least this is a start. Hopefully next time we show you, we'll have that meter looking a lot better. I reckon it'll come good. But boy, you do not want to stuff that meter up. That is one to take your time on and really try a few anti-static tricks first, and then acetone the screw. You've probably watched Mike's CB Radio repairs, and for anybody who hasn't seen a really good expose on how to fix a Pro40, which I intend to watch because I want to know a lot more about these. I've read the manual, and that's very informative. But Mike, such hands-on stuff, he does brilliant information. I wouldn't be getting as much done as I have over the years if it wasn't for Mike sort of giving me assistance from time to time. So thanks, Mike, much appreciated. Cheers all. 73s Stoner, the sideband people, model Pro40 SSB transceiver. Cheers, guys.